two things to note this morning. One, I sound worse than I feel. I'm recovering from a cold. Yes, I was sick last month. I don't understand why my immune system is being so cruel to me, but alas, here we are. And second, the fact that I have to turn on lights in the morning is just not it. This is giving 5 p.m. energy when it's 8 a.m. not p.m. Definitely my least favorite part about fall is how the daylight just gets. I just finished doing my reading session. I usually, as you might know, read nonfiction in the morning, but I just started It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, which is the sequel to It Ends With Us, the book that is all over the place on the internet. It's so funny because I read that book when it initially came out in, I think I looked it up, it was August 2016, and I remember reading it when it came out. I really enjoyed it, but it's really grown to something like next level over the recent years, especially with book talk. So I had even forgotten everything about it. I had to watch a girl recap every chapter of the first book on TikTok, and now I'm reading the sequel and it's so good so far. I'm 50% of the way through, so I'm probably gonna try and finish this today because I don't want to be spoiled by the internet. I will say though, if you want to check out the content warnings, because it is like it does have some pretty big life in there that is just it's in the description box below, both the link to this one and the second one. I actually have my original copy of the first book here. Weird to be coming back to a series 6 years later, but I did end up getting the second one on Kindle because I'm trying really hard to limit the amount of fiction I'm buying in physical form. Like this apartment can only handle so many books. As much as like I would love to fill it completely, I have to be a little bit strategic until I have the room one day. These actually match very well together. Sorry, I'm distracted by that. I'll have this Kindle linked down in the description box below because I think there's even a set that comes with the case and a charging dock. I don't have the charging dock, although that's really convenient. You know, I think there's a lot of content on the internet that I included Create where it focuses on productivity. And I like to think whenever I'm talking about productivity, wherever I'm talking about it, whether it comes to morning routines, night routines, the way that you navigate your days, productive weekends, the way to talk about productivity is not a one-size-fits-all kind of situation. It's different for everyone depending on your circumstances, your responsibilities, and it's sometimes even different for you on a day-to-day basis based on your needs. Like, I really do believe that taking time for things that bring you like joy, that fill your cup, is productive because that puts you in a better place to tackle things on your to-do list that like need to get done that are not so fun. So taking 20 to 30 minutes a day to read in the morning with my cup of coffee, like that's productive for me because it gets me in a good headspace for the day. The days that I don't do this, where I have to skip this because I'm in a rush, I just feel really off. In recent few days, I've also been trying to get back in the swing of things with my 5-minute journal. This is a gratitude journal. It's funny, I was at the bookstore the other day and I was hearing a couple look at all the 5-minute journals because Indigo has all these different colors. They have like this emerald green one that has caught my eye and I'm seriously considering purchasing for myself, especially if there's a sale that happens. If I see it on sale, it's happening. Anyways, it'll be linked down below too. But I was hearing the couple talk and they were looking at this and they were kind of like,
I can't do this kind of stuff. Like this kind of stuff just does not do it for me.
I laughed at myself as I was overhearing because like I totally get it. This kind of thing is not for everyone. And I understand that taking 5 minutes to write down 3 things I'm grateful for, what would make today great, a daily affirmation, that can sound really cheesy. I sometimes, even as someone who uses these things, can find them cheesy. But I think when you kind of like let go of, I guess, assumptions of it all and just kind of try doing it, I think there can be some real good impact there. But like I said, I understand that this kind of practice isn't for everyone. But even if you don't want to do like a 5-minute journal or writing it down, I do think no matter who you are, how can there not be some power in just thinking about things that you appreciate in your life while you're making your coffee, while you're putting butter on your toast in the morning, brushing your teeth? Maybe it won't change your life, but I don't think it can hurt. That being said, I do really love this kind of system. I think because at the beginning of this video, as I mentioned, I am noticing the daylight hours just shrink. I know that that has like a real big play on my mental state. So I need to give myself tools to keep me like in a good frequency, because waking up in the dark and then ending work in the dark just ain't it? Oh, I'm also gonna use a fancy pen because why not? This is a Lamy fountain pen. I filled it all out, but I just took a few minutes to also like look through some past entries that I wrote in this one. Another great thing about having this in a journal is I can look back and kind of see where my headspace was at different points in my life. Okay, it's time to go get ready now and deal with this hair situation. What the heck's happening here? We got things to do. People to see? No, I don't have people to see. Places to go? No, I don't have places to go. I have a desk to visit and to work at, so there we go. I got people to see, places to go, things to do. Now getting ready, and yes, my concealer is too light for my skin shade. So yesterday I went to the drugstore to go buy one that was in my shade, and it was $18. And I looked at that and said, absolutely not. So I'm gonna wait until it goes on sale and we'll be a little bit late. I'm gonna be honest, when I'm filming my get ready routine in the morning, it's not as enjoyable for me as it is when I'm not filming, because I usually like have good music playing or a YouTube video, and I obviously can't do that while I'm filming. I forgot my bronzer brush. Please hold. What am I doing? I'm just gonna stand and get it. Camera is making it look like it's the beautifulest, brightest day. It is so gloomy. Can't trust social media, eh? One of the things I really focus on when doing my brows is just emphasizing my arches. That's where the hair is a little sparse. Lashes. That's it for the makeup. I just need to do my hair now, which I'm gonna curl. Dressing cute today is kind of a need, not a want situation. I need to look great today so that it distracts me from the fact that it's a gloomy day, I'm recovering from a cold, and I'm sure something else will come up on that list that I'll need a distraction from. Let's do it. I feel like it's a trouser day. Trousers are actually so much more comfortable to work in than jeans. These are the wide leg ones from Abercrombie, and they're really beautiful for the fall. I'll have a link to them down in the description box below. I'm thinking this with a cozy sweater. Oh, I feel washed out. I'm not vibing this. Very classy. We gotta add some jewelry though. Got some earrings, these gold hoops from Missouri. I got my ears pierced when I was really young in Portugal, and I swear one of the ones that was done, I'm not saying this is because it was done in Portugal, but one of the ones that was done, I always feel like instead of the hole being like straight, it goes like down. So sometimes I have to go dig for the other side of the hole in my ear, and it can make putting on earrings a little tricky. These are my everyday earrings. They're so good. A little ring from Linger, and there we go. I'm ready to party. Of course, I gotta put on my Nike slides to complete the look. I really am due for some slippers. While I'm making breakfast, I'm also checking my inbox to make sure that there's nothing pressing that I need to do right after I eat. Usually the only pressing things would come from if I have a campaign going up that day and I need to like stop something or change something really quick to get approvals. I often feel like brands are behind too, so it's not unlikely to get an email asking for like a proposal or a rough outline for a concept for end of day, so I try and get that stuff done in the morning. Now, I'm usually more of a sunny side up egg kind of girl, but I've been recently kind of into the scrambled egg life, and then I use this as an opportunity to toss in spinach, put it in between two pieces of bread, and call it a breakfast sandwich. Spinach is deceiving. It will cook right down. and now I'm gonna get started on my to-do list for the day. I've recently been using a new planner, which I talked about on Instagram, called the Productivity Planner. This is actually created by the same people who make the 5-minute journal, Intelligent Change. Again, links as always are below. I have been documenting my process of using this planner, so if you would like to see a thorough review, plan with me, thoughts, impressions type of video, let me know in the comment section. The layout of it is very unusual for a planner, and it actually has like some Pomodoro-like elements to it. I'm gonna open my calendar up and see what I have on there and start filling this in based on that. Talk about this much, but I am a big user of my smart home devices, including my Echoes. In my office, I have this Echo frame show that constantly rotates through images, and the thing I use her the most for is actually reminders and timers, but reminders are so crucial. Whenever I schedule a meeting in my calendar, I'll have her give me a reminder hours before the meeting that I have that meeting, just in case for some reason I didn't look at my calendar early enough in the day, or as I'm navigating my day, I feel like I might forget about it. Like, that comes in handy so many times because I never have that moment of, oh shit, I have a meeting to get onto. If I need to touch base with someone, whether it's personal or business, like I always have reminders for that too. Anything that I feel like I'm gonna forget, which is a lot of things, I'll ask her to remind me. Do you have a deadline later today? So I want to make sure I don't forget that. Remind me at 3 p.m. to send Emma the footage.
Okay, I'll remind you at 3 p.m.
What's a bonus here is not only does it come through the speaker, but it comes through a notification on my phone at the same time. So even when I'm out and about, I know I'm not gonna miss the reminder because I get the visual cue and the audio one. So it's great. My list is done, my calendar's ready. I'm gonna go make a tea before I get started on the first task of the day. Got my mug, my little tea section. We're doing a lemon ginger kind of vibe today. So set a timer for 4 minutes, please.
4 minutes, starting now.
This is the organizer that my tea station is in, and then I also have all of my vitamins. It's easy to take everything. It's also just like pleasant to spin, but I love that this can just come right out. Definitely gonna be adding some honey to this tea. I know it's a weird thing to talk about, but I really like the cap on this honey from, what is this, President's Choice? This squeezy part is so tight that you don't get all like this honey goo all over the place. And honey is one of those things that can get really messy. The amount of fluids happening here between my shot, my water bottle, and then I'm sure my 11 o'clock sparkling water. When trying to get work done, this is the enemy. So I'm gonna put this out of arm's reach. I'm gonna get my work playlist going, especially if you don't have an office and you're still working from home or you're studying from home. Having a playlist that you use whenever you're supposed to be focused kind of tricks your brain into thinking that you're in a different environment. The expectations are different. This planner has also got me using a 30-minute timer to do works in 30-minute chunks with some breaks in between. So I'm gonna cue that up as well. The timer thing has been really helpful in the last few weeks because I think you guys remember I had like those reset videos where I was really feeling like I needed to get back into the swing of things. And for some reason, like going back to a timer system, which I used a lot as a student and still on and off use, but being more committed to it in my working life has been really good at just kind of saying, okay, in these 30 minutes, you just need to do this one task, so stay focused on it. And whenever I feel the need to pick up my phone or drift away from the task, I look at the timer and I say to myself, hey, like there's 12 minutes left. Like I can get through the next 12 minutes before I think about this other thing. The whole goal is to just keep you from deviating away from the one task that you need to accomplish. Feeling pretty fantastic about my work sessions this morning. I finished my tea. I'm tackling my water right now. I think I want to go have a blueberry muffin. I'm due for a break. I mean, how delicious does that look? Last weekend I made a batch of blueberry muffins and I stuck them in the freezer. So every day this week I just take one out in the morning and I get to enjoy a blueberry muffin. I'll link the recipe I used. I think I added probably perhaps too many blueberries. I didn't follow the recipe for measurements. I just visually did it. I did too many. The muffin top is the best part, so I'll save that for last today. It's only 11 a.m. so there's still another hour in this morning, but I'm going to be doing the same thing that I was doing before, which is doing work on my computer, which I don't think you need another time lapse of me doing. I want to hear your number one productivity tip in the comment section below, whatever productive means to you. I always love when the comment section is filled with tips and ideas and rich stuff. I hope next week I can come to you sounding a little bit more pleasant. Apologies for that, but I didn't want to skip a week. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all soon. I'm glad I remembered to say goodbye today. Sometimes I forget to end the vlog and just like, what are you doing, Caitlin? You've been doing this for a decade almost. Not really, 2014, 2021, 8 years, yeah. Still, that's not, that's not any better. I should know better by now. Bye!
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake friends gon' pile up. I need peace to borrow, get that shit right back tomorrow. Somehow all the fans go bravo. Smile so much to hide my sorrows. Faith is shaky and vibrato.